And welcome back, everyone, to the losers match here for Group H of the FX Open Invitational Series. I am Unstable, joined you by Railcoon, and we're going to go straight into it. Game 1 here between TSLPolt and STHack on Cloud Kingdom will be game number 1, a TVT coming up. Haven't seen a TVT in a while. Let's jump straight into it. We have TSLPolt down here at the bottom left-hand corner as our blue Terran. Going for your standard opening.
Yeah, looks like a gasless expansion.
And at the same time, up here at the top right, we have STHack as our red Terran. He's got that gas going a lot earlier than Polt here, so let's see what he can make use of it. Shall we, Railcoon?
Yeah, he did go for the gas first, which is like we were talking about a few days ago, which I think was the last time we saw a TVT. Unless you did one with when you were cheating on me with Lyrilian. I'm kidding. But it's just a really versatile opening. It allows you to do a lot of different things. You get the factory down really quick, and then you can either leverage out really fast expansion, apply a lot of pressure, go for a quick Banshee. There's just a lot of different fun things you can do.
Yeah. Well, Hack has seen that command center first, but one racks expand, and he has got a factory on the way here as well. He did go gas first, so that does help him into this aggressive play. Second gas going down now for him as well. So this is going to be an interesting TVT, double gas for Polt. He's going to have a hard time defending against any kind of aggression coming from Hack, because Hack does have quite good control.
Yeah, and that's one of the really big important things about TVT. If it gets into the later stages of the game, one little mistake can really just turn the tides. You get caught out of position, or your opponent sieges up just a little bit faster, then, well, there's the game. Especially if it gets into Marine Tank versus Marine Tank. That kind of like multi-positional warfare where you're just constantly bouncing around just trying to get one good engagement is really, really taxing. So we'll see what both players go for here. We do have a factory now on the way for Polt, significantly behind Hack's, but Hack is about to float a starport over and fly a Banshee. And, you know, there's a good number of Marines. And he does have the second gas, so he could be going for Cloak. Actually, yeah, it does look like he is going to, since he has over 200 ready.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to sneeze for a second then. Casting so many games is really starting to take a toll on me this weekend. But anyway, we do have Cloak on the way for Hack now, and that's going to be quite interesting to see how Polt deals with it. He's still only got his command center in the main, and Stim is on the way.
He's been using it to produce a couple more SCVs before he floats it over. Probably waiting because the Banshee would be popping out somewhat soon. And we've seen this in some of the other TVTs where the players wait for the timing of where if a Banshee would be coming, they'd wait until after that to fly the command center over.
Yeah.
And he's got the Marines back. I don't think he's scanned. Nope, there's the scan. Does not catch the starport and the Cloak like we saw. Who was that?
Well, he's going to see the factory, though, so that at least gives him a good heads up on what's going on. See, he's already pulled his Marines to defend his mineral line. He's going to have his starport out, going to go straight into that Viking here. But with his second orbital, he's actually saving a scan on it, which is quite nice. And the Banshee's going the opposite way around, so it shouldn't make that much of a difference.
And taking the circuitous route to get there, you know, making sure she doesn't get scouted. And, you know, she's going to come in pretty much right when the Viking pops out. The Marines are also back here behind the mineral line.
And a turret in the mineral line as well, so this is going to be completely shut down. However, Hack has expanded behind this as well, so we will likely have his expansion up before Polt.
He's cloaked at the last second there, but I'm pretty sure he showed the Banshee before he cloaked. So, Marines and the Viking... Oh, he was actually within next range there? Wow. Okay, but he got a few shots off before he even had to scan, just ensuring the really quick kill, and then immediate liftoff of the orbital command. Very standard, but that does allow that Hack has his command center done at the natural, so hey, that works out, even though the Banshee didn't really do anything. He can make another one and, you know, keep it alive, make it fly in at a really random point, but there's a third Banshee on the way as well. Don't see the third Banshee very often when the first one gets completely deflected like that. But he is choosing to make that investment, and the second Banshee is just going to die.
Yep. Nothing more you can really say about that one.
I'm not sure about the third Banshee, though, Unstable. I think that might be a bit of an overinvestment.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, so we do see Hack moving out now with his first tank and quite a few Marines to the watchtower. His siege mode is going to be just slightly quicker than Pulse. But he's still continuing to make Banshees here.
Wow, fourth one.
Yeah.
He is really dead set on his Banshees right now. I guess he kind of wants to just keep them alive with the army and force Polt to constantly have a scan available while they're fighting, which kind of makes sense, but that's what he's doing right now already. He's actually cloaking and taking out a single Marine in the middle of the field. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But that is a decent number of units pushing through, but I mean, there's been 2 Banshees before this one, so that army isn't quite as big as it could be. There is siege mode done for Polt as well. He has that Viking out still. He should be able to hold this without any problems.
No, it should be fine. There's three tanks there. Oh, he's actually going to lose the Banshee. Barely doesn't. But here goes. Siege mode is done. Oh, Hack in a really terrible spot right now. He does have those 2 tanks to help clean up the rest of the Marines, but he's going to lose his entire army. He's now down 10 supply. Worst possible engagement he could think of right there.
Attacking up the ramp there was just a really bad idea. I mean, he had the Banshee, he scouted out what was going on, and he still went for it anyway. Like, when the Banshee started taking fire there and he saw the army, he probably should have just backed off. Especially, I mean, going up the ramp to begin with is already kind of risky since he'd already lost 2 Banshees without really doing anything. It means his army was just a little bit weaker than his opponent's. So, I don't know. Another Banshee going to get caught in the center of the map. That's 4, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Using a lot of Banshees here. He's got 2 tanks. He's actually getting 2 more barracks in his main now at the command center as well. And as long as Polt doesn't get overzealous here, he should be fine. But he needs to be careful. Nice scan coming down from him there. Realizes he can't really go up there because the tanks are already in position. Polt's also taking a 3rd base right now and getting more barracks himself. So Polt's in quite a nice position here at the moment. He's quite ahead in the resources lost.
One thing Polt can do is he can siege up down here. The position of these buildings means he can siege them.
Yeah.
And it'll also be kind of containing him, trying to deny that 3rd base for a while. Because the 3rd command center is on the way. And Polt's already building his own down at the 3rd base. So he can either try and force a cancel on his command center, which is what he's doing right now, or just camp out here for a long time and make it really difficult for Hack to actually take it. And you can see he has forced the factory to have to lift off and fly away. He's going to rebuild these add-ons. The barracks is going to have to follow suit here very shortly there afterwards. The factory's actually burning. And did he cancel that command center? I assume he did, but I wasn't actually looking.
He did, yes. Anyway, we do see him trying to remake it now on the right hand. Oh, in the middle there. Viking count is big enough for Hack to be able to thwart this now. They're both pretty similar in supplies at the moment, but Polt's already got his 3rd base up and running, and he's deciding to go home. Really smart choice. I like that coming out from Polt right now.
Yeah, and I mean, the issue is that even though the fact that he forced the cancel on the command center just delays that a lot. He got exactly what he wanted. You know, you camp down there, you do a little bit of damage to anything that's too close to the cliff, and you delay the expansion. Well, he forced a cancel. There's a good delay. So there's no reason for him to stick around and risk losing any units unnecessarily, so he withdraws. The purpose for his attack was already fulfilled. So now he's just going to move back in the center of the map, roam around, stay mobile, maybe try and catch some last-ditch effort drops that might come through. Because that would be something that Hack might try to do to catch up in the game right now. And in this position, he's much easier to be able to defend against any drops that might come through.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, so we do see Hack is extremely behind in this 3rd base coming through, but he's only just now getting stim because he invested so much gas into those Banshees. His stim is like so delayed right now. However, he is 20 supply down. He's going to have to get a great engagement if he wants to stay in this game. But it is TVT. That has been known to happen. So
I mean, with these armies, what's more important than the supply sometimes is positioning. If he can catch his opponent unsieged in a really bad spot and just rip through the tanks because they're unprotected, then that would be enough.
Do you like that?
The problem is Polt's doing it to him right now.
Yeah.
So that's not what he means.
Actually, he doesn't have any Vikings. How many Vikings does Polt have? He's only got one. So Hack will be able to secure his 3rd base here. And forcing Polt to go home, he needs to get that air superiority back so he can actually get into a good position, know when he can and cannot fight. Otherwise, he might just lose that one critical engagement like we were talking about. But he's still in a really strong position. He's going to be on top of this watchtower in the middle of the map. Going to be able to keep Hack in his base as long as he can. And he's also going to be up on the upgrades here as well.
Yeah, was wondering if we might see a 4th base from Polt. because he did kind of give up that third base. He's letting Hack have it. But he's just not concerned about the Viking count at all. He's just making medevacs and just going to use the large number of Marines to try and thwart the Vikings because he doesn't really have any targets for the Vikings to be shoot except for the medevacs. So if they stay back, if he has them on a separate hotkey, which it doesn't appear as if he does, but if he just micros them really well and keeps them behind where they can still heal and the Vikings have to come through the Marines, then he'll be fine.
Oh, here we go though. He's going
up in a good position.
Yeah, these tanks of Polt are in a really nice spot. He's actually going to take out a couple of these units here, but he doesn't have the Viking count, so he's going to be able to pick off all of these medivacs here. And he can actually drop onto these tanks if he gets rid of the medivac count hard enough. Polt trying to move forward ever so slightly forward. But Hack playing very calm. I like it.
You can see that Polt's dancing back and forth with the Marines. He's letting the medevacs take some hits, but he's just making sure they don't take too many. And if they do take hits, he doesn't let them take them for free.
Yeah.
He makes sure that the Vikings take some shots from the Marines. So he's playing it really well, now attacking up here, doing a good amount of damage as well. Tearing through this army. The tanks are still in a good position. There's a big tank fight going on. Honestly, he should just be landing the Vikings on top of these, honestly. But the Marines in the natural for Hack are finally going to clear this out, but look at the supply.
Yeah, he's actually targeting the medivac with all the units in it now, and that supply is about to even up really, really quickly as these tanks and medivacs are all going to go down.
I don't know, he's still fine in supply. If you look at the workers killed there, he killed 20 SCVs. Yeah. Total at this point, I think he might have gotten a few more with that previous tank push. There's probably more like 15 in that engagement, but still a good amount. He's still rolling the upgrades. He's got 4 more medevacs out on the field. Good number of Marines and tanks coming out. And Hack hasn't been able to replenish his lost units yet, while Polt has just another army like that last one already on the field. Oh!
Oh, that was a mistake.
Landing right in the tank fire. Well, there goes 2 of them.
Well, Polt also has a 4th base up and running now. But Hack is going to be in a really good spot to shut that down. We also see another command center at the 3rd base here for Polt as well. And Polt's going to be even on upgrades in a second. He's slightly ahead with his 3rd base timing, but now he's going to be in a really good spot. But oh, here comes some Marines. They need to make a decision here. If they'd kept going up there, they would have been slaughtered by the tank siege timing.
Yeah, he is going to be able to hit this planetary fortress from the high ground. But Polt just has a few SCVs here in position to repair. But Hack is moving a few more closer just to be able to deal with this. And a few of the tanks are going to go down as well. This is good for Hack. He's just going to have to cancel this in lifts. He's going to do that, right? Like, he's not going to let this die. He's actually going to try and attack up the cliff with the Marines, but this is a really bad position, so he does withdraw. Did take a few unnecessary shots, and he did let the planetary fortress finish. I think that's a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, we do see a drop in the 3rd actually being shut down here, Railkun up at the north, while that was all going on. However, he is going to actually probably lose this planetary because there's just too many tanks.
Yeah, he definitely should have canceled that and lifted it off. He wasted a lot of resources trying to repair that, and then it died anyway. And now we have Polt moving up in a position trying to cut off these units as they try to withdraw. And so now a lot of these units here from Hack are kind of dancing around. They're not really sure where to go. He doesn't know how many units are back in the 3rd base to defend it, and he sees a sensor tower there as well, so he's a little hesitant to move over there. But he's got nowhere else to go with these units because Polt has his retreat cut off with this force of Marines here.
Yeah, and Hack is quite nicely defended, and Polt is going to be forced to go home here. As it's going to be really interesting to see what happens because there's... Oh, he's actually going to drop into the main here. That is going to be huge for Hack. Oh my god, there's nothing that can really stop him here. Oh, but
well, there's a lot of tanks and Marines hanging out here because he has that time to rebuild this. Now, Polt's moving in on the 3rd base, but Hack did manage to siege up in time to try and deflect this because that is just Marines. He is being forced back now, but his 3 free upgrades are close to being done. And Polt, Hack was doing a good job of keeping up with the upgrades, but, well, he's fallen behind.
Well, the drop is now in the main base here, Railkun, shelling all the SCVs at the low ground as well, even getting some tanks, and now it looks like Polt is actually going to be supply capped here. All of these units are being funneled into the siege tank fire. There's nothing that Polt can really do about it. He is going to lose so much production here. He's actually dropping in supply here, Railkun. I don't even think he's going to be able to clear this out.
No, his Marines stayed too far across the map without being able to do anything for a long time. And then his defending units were in a position to drop this block this drop, excuse me. And that's, you know, like I was saying, being out of position one time, Terran versus Terran, can lose you the game. And it looks like that's happened for Polt here.
Oh, he's even got a stem into the siege tanks mode as well. Bam! Goodbye, half of the marine stack there for Polt. He was in such a good position pretty much the whole game, but there's the GG. Hack will take game number 1 with a very nice game back and forth between those guys. We'll be right back after a 2-minute commercial break with game number 2. Stay with us.